Imagine this. You're in a loving relationship, thinking everything is perfect, and then one day, the ground beneath you crumbles. That's exactly what happened to me. My name is Emily, and this is the story of how I caught my fiancé, Mark, cheating on me, and how my revenge left him utterly speechless. It all started on a rainy Tuesday evening in our cozy apartment in Chicago. I had just come home from work early, excited to surprise him with his favorite takeout. The lights were dim, and I could hear soft music playing from the bedroom. My heart raced with anticipation as I tiptoed down the hallway, a smile on my face. But as I pushed the door open just a crack, what I saw froze me in place. There he was, tangled in the sheets with her. Sarah, my best friend from college. The betrayal hit me like a freight train. I stood there, silent, my world shattering into a million pieces. How could he do this? How could she? I didn't scream or burst in. No, I backed away quietly, my hands shaking as I grabbed my phone and snapped a few quick photos through the door. Evidence. I needed evidence. That night, I didn't confront them. Instead, I left the apartment, drove to a nearby park, and sat in my car, tears streaming down my face. The rain pounded on the roof, matching the storm inside me. I felt anger boiling up, mixed with heartbreak. We had been together for 5 years, planning our wedding. How long had this been going on? Questions swirled in my mind like a whirlwind. As I sat there, replaying our memories, I remembered the little signs I had ignored. The late nights at work, the secretive phone calls, the way he smiled at his screen when he thought I wasn't looking. It all made sense now. But why? We had built a life together, weekend getaways, family dinners, dreams of starting a family. Sarah had been there through it all, or so I thought, as my confidant. The pain was unbearable, like a knife twisting in my chest. I wanted to scream, to call him out right then, but something inside me whispered to wait, to plan. Revenge wasn't just about lashing out. It had to be smart, calculated, something that would expose the truth and leave them both reeling. That night, I checked into a hotel, my mind racing. I couldn't go back home yet. I scrolled through our photos on my phone, each one a reminder of the lies. There we were at the beach last summer, arms around each other, laughing. And there was Sarah at our engagement party, toasting to our future. How ironic. The shock turned to determination. I wasn't going to let this destroy me. No, I was going to turn the tables. But how? I needed time to think, to gather more proof. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of a journey that would change everything. As the hours ticked by in that sterile hotel room, I started piecing together the puzzle. I logged into our shared cloud account, something he never bothered to change the password for, and found deleted messages, photos, even hotel receipts. It had been going on for months. My heart ached with every discovery, but each piece fueled my resolve. I cried myself to sleep that night, but when I woke up, I felt a spark of something new. Empowerment. This wasn't the end for me. It was the start of my comeback. And oh, what a comeback it would be. Let me take you back to where it all started. It was a crisp autumn day in 2020. When I first met Mark, I was working as a graphic designer at a small firm downtown, and he was the charming new account manager who waltzed into the office with a confident smile and a coffee for everyone. "Hey, Emily, right? I heard you're the creative genius around here," he said, handing me a latte. His eyes sparkled, and I felt an instant connection. We bonded over shared interests, hiking, indie music, and bad puns. Our first date was magical. A picnic in the park under falling leaves, talking for hours about our dreams. Mark was everything I had hoped for. Kind, ambitious, and supportive. He came from a modest family, just like me, and we both wanted to build something real. Within months, we were inseparable. We'd spend weekends exploring the city, trying new restaurants, or just cuddling on the couch watching movies. "You're my forever," he'd whisper, and I'd believe it. Sarah entered the picture early on. She was my roommate from college, and we reconnected when she moved to Chicago. She became part of our circle, joining us for game nights and holidays. "You two are goals," she'd say, and I'd beam with pride. As our relationship grew, so did our plans. We moved in together after a year, into a sunny apartment with a view of the lake. Mark proposed on our third anniversary, down on one knee during a sunset cruise. The ring was simple but perfect, and I said yes without hesitation. Our families were thrilled. Wedding planning became our new adventure. Venue hunting, cake tastings, it all felt like a fairy tale. But looking back, there were tiny cracks. Mark's job demanded more travel, and he'd come home exhausted, distant sometimes. I'd brush it off as stress. Sarah, too, started acting odd, canceling plans last minute, avoiding eye contact. I chalked it up to her busy life as a teacher. We had our share of arguments, like any couple. Money worries, differing opinions on where to live after marriage. But we'd always make up, stronger than before. Or so I thought. One evening, after a particularly tough week, Mark surprised me with tickets to a concert. "Let's forget the world," he said. We danced under the lights, and for a moment, everything was right. But now, knowing the truth, I wonder if that was when it started. Had he already begun seeing her? The thought makes my stomach churn. Building our life together wasn't easy, but it was worth it. We saved for a house, talked about kids. Mark encouraged my art side hustle, even setting up a home studio for me. Sarah was there for girls' nights, sharing secrets. "He's lucky to have you," she'd say. If only I had seen the envy in her eyes. As the wedding approached, excitement built. Invitations went out, dresses were fitted, but beneath the surface, tension simmered. Mark's phone buzzed more at odd hours. "Work," he'd mutter. I trusted him blindly. Reflecting now, those early days were the foundation of my trust, and ultimately, my heartbreak. As our wedding date loomed closer, set for June 2025, the pressure mounted. Mark's job at the marketing firm intensified, with longer hours and more trips. "It's for our future," he'd say, kissing my forehead and before leaving. I'd nod, supportive, but loneliness crept in. I'd fill my evenings with work or calls to Sarah. "Hang in there, Em." "He's worth it," she'd encourage. But her voice sometimes held a note I couldn't place. Guilt, perhaps? Small conflicts arose. One night, he came home late, smelling of perfume. "Client dinner," he explained. I believed him, but doubt niggled. We'd argue about it, him defensive, me apologetic for overthinking. "I love you, Emily. Only you." His words soothed, but the seed was planted. Sarah noticed my stress. "Want a vent?" she'd ask over coffee. I'd pour out my worries and she'd listen, offering advice. "Men are like that sometimes. Don't worry." Hindsight is cruel. She was covering her tracks. Then came the bigger issues. Our finances strained with wedding costs. Mark suggested cutting back on my art supplies. "We need to prioritize," he said. It stung. I'd built a small following online, selling prints. We fought, voices raised. "You don't value my dreams," I accused. He stormed out, returning hours later with flowers. "I'm sorry, let's not fight." We reconciled, but resentment lingered. Sarah became my rock during these times. We'd shop for bridesmaid dresses, laugh about old memories, but one day she slipped. "Mark mentioned something about work stress," she said casually. How did she know details I hadn't shared? I brushed it off, but it bothered me. Meanwhile, Mark's behavior shifted. More secretive with his phone, quick to change subjects. I'd catch him smiling at texts, then locking the screen. A turning point came during a weekend getaway. We drove to a cabin in the woods, hoping to reconnect. The first day was bliss, hikes, fireside chats. But on the second, his phone rang incessantly. "Emergency at work," he said, stepping outside. I peeked at the caller ID, Sarah. My heart skipped. When he returned, I confronted him calmly. "Why is Sarah calling you?" He laughed it off. "She needed advice on a gift for you." Plausible, but uneasy. Back home, the conflicts escalated. A forgotten anniversary dinner led to tears. "You're never here," I cried. He promised to change, but didn't. Sarah consoled me. Give him time. Her concern felt genuine, yet something was off. I started noticing patterns, her visits when he was home, their inside jokes. The tension built like a storm cloud. I confided in my sister, who urged caution. Watch for signs, Em. I did, subtly. Checked his browser history one night, searches for romantic getaways. Not with me. Doubt turned to suspicion. But I held back, gathering strength. Little did I know, the betrayal was about to explode into the open. The day of discovery replayed in my mind endlessly. That rainy Tuesday, coming home early with takeout. The music, the dim lights. Pushing the door open to see them, Mark and Sarah, lost in each other. Time stopped. My breath caught, chest tightening. I backed away, silent, snapping those photos. Evidence of their deceit. I fled to the park, rain mixing with tears. How could they? Mark, my fiancé, and Sarah, my best friend. The pain was raw, like my heart ripped out. I scrolled through messages in our cloud. Flirty texts, plans to meet. Can't wait to see you, he'd written to her. Miss you already, her reply. Months of lies, hotel bookings, secret dinners, it all fit. Anger surged alongside grief. I thought of our engagement party, Sarah's toast. To eternal love, hypocrite, and Mark's vows during practice. Forever yours. Lies. I felt foolish for trusting, but shock turned to resolve. I wouldn't crumble. That night in the hotel, I pieced more together. Accessed his email, love notes, photos. One email. Emily suspects nothing. Cruel. I cried, but planned. Called in sick the next day, stayed hidden. Watched from afar as they acted normal. Confrontation came 2 days later. I returned home, composed. Mark greeted me warmly. Missed you, babe. I smiled faintly. We need to talk. Showed him the photos. His face paled. Emily, I can explain, stammering excuses. It just happened, stress from wedding. Sarah arrived later, unaware. I confronted her too. How could you? Tears, apologies. We didn't mean to hurt you. But their words rang hollow. The betrayal cut deep. Loss of love, friendship. I kicked them out, alone with shattered dreams. Packing his things, I found a hidden box. Letters from Sarah. Years? No, but long enough. In the quiet, sadness overwhelmed. I mourned the future lost. But from ashes, fire rose. Revenge brewed. Not rash, but calculated. They'd pay by exposure, truth revealed. With the betrayal still burning in my chest like a wildfire, I knew I couldn't just walk away and let them get off easy. No, they had to feel the weight of what they'd done. But revenge? It had to be perfect, calculated, precise, and devastating without crossing any lines that could backfire on me. I wasn't about to stoop to their level with anything reckless. Instead, I channeled all that pain into a plan that would expose them, strip away their facades, and let the world see who they really were. This wasn't just about getting even, it was about reclaiming my power and ensuring they couldn't hurt anyone else like this. First things first, I had to secure my own position. I couldn't plot effectively if I was still vulnerable. So, that very night in the hotel, after wiping away the last of my tears, I started making calls. I contacted a locksmith to change all the locks on our apartment door. My name was on the lease, after all, and I wasn't letting him back in without a fight. Next, I logged into our joint bank accounts and transferred my share of the money into a new separate account I'd set up online. It felt empowering, like I was taking back control one step at a time. I even reached out to a lawyer friend for quick advice on how to handle the shared assets and the upcoming wedding cancellations without losing everything financially. Document everything, she said, and I took that to heart. But the real plotting began the next morning. I woke up with a clear head, fueled by a mix of coffee and determination. I knew exposure was key. Mark and Sarah thrived on their reputations. He was climbing the ladder at his marketing firm, always networking and schmoozing clients. She was a beloved elementary school teacher, the kind who posted inspirational quotes on social media and got glowing reviews from parents. If the truth came out, it would shatter those images. But how to do it without it seeming like petty gossip? I needed undeniable proof, presented in a way that left no room for denial. That's when I decided to hire a private investigator. I found one online, a discreet professional with great reviews, and met him at a quiet cafe the next day. I need more evidence, I told him, showing the photos and messages I'd already gathered. He nodded, no judgment in his eyes. Give me a week, he said. I'll track their movements, dig into any other secrets. It cost a chunk of my savings, but it was worth it. While he worked, I started compiling my own dossier, a digital folder on my laptop filled with screenshots, timelines, and notes. I organized it chronologically. The first suspicious text from 6 months ago, the hotel receipt from their weekend work trip, even audio clips from voicemails I'd saved. As the days passed, I refined the core of my plan. The wedding was just 3 weeks away, with invitations already sent to over 100 guests, family, friends, colleagues from both sides. Canceling quietly would let them save face, maybe even spin a story about mutual differences. No way. Instead, I'd use the rehearsal dinner as the stage for the big reveal. It was perfect. Intimate enough to feel personal, but public enough to ensure word spread. I'd pretend everything was fine, lure them into a false sense of security, and then drop the bomb. The centerpiece? A surprise video tribute to our relationship. I'd announce it during toasts, dim the lights, and play it on a projector I'd rent. It would start innocently, clips of us together, happy photos, maybe some sappy music to set the mood. Then, the twist. The screen would fade to black and text would appear. But not everything is as it seems. Boom! Evidence rollout. Blurred but identifiable photos of them together, overlaid with the Maisher text messages. Audio from Sarah's confession during our coffee meetup, which I'd record legally, checking state laws first. A timeline graphic showing how long they'd been deceiving me. No graphic details, just the cold, hard facts. The video would end with a simple statement. The wedding is off, the truth is out. To make it even more impactful, I planned contingencies. What if Mark tried to stop the video? I'd have a backup on my phone, ready to email to key guests. What if Sarah denied it? The PI promised more dirt, maybe witness statements or location data. I even thought about the emotional side. I'd practice my speech in the mirror, keeping calm and composed. I've been betrayed by the two people I trusted most, I'd say, but I'm choosing truth over lies. It had to hit hard, leaving them speechless, exposed and isolated. Doubts crept in during quieter moments. Was this too cruel? Would it make me the villain? But then I'd remember their laughter in those messages, joking about how clueless I was. No, this was justice. I confided in my sister, who became my sounding board. Make sure it's airtight, she advised. We brainstormed late into the nights, adding subtle touches like inviting their bosses to the dinner under the guise of networking opportunities. Mark's career could take a hit if clients heard about his dishonesty. Sarah's school might question her character. I also prepared for the digital angle. After the reveal, I'd post an anonymized version of the story on social media forums, like relationship advice subreddits, to warn others. But nothing traceable back to me immediately. Let the grapevine do the work. And for personal closure, I'd return the engagement ring publicly, maybe by mailing it to him with a note. This belongs to your lies now. As the investigators' reports trickled in, the plan solidified. He found they had a secret email account for planning meetups, even discussed running away together after the wedding. Audacious. Each new detail steeled my resolve. This wasn't revenge for revenge's sake. It was about accountability. They had destroyed my trust, now I'd dismantle theirs. In the weeks leading up to the rehearsal dinner, I had to play the role of my life, the forgiving fiancé, still hopeful despite the rough patch. It was exhausting, but necessary to keep them off guard. Mark thought we were on the mend. He'd text me daily, begging for another chance. I've ended things with her, he'd claim. Let's rebuild. I'd respond vaguely, we can talk at the dinner. It kept him hooked, unsuspecting. Sarah was trickier. She avoided me like the plague, but I lured her in with a seemingly innocent coffee invite. "I need closure," I said over the phone. She agreed, probably thinking she could spin more lies. At the cafe, she showed up looking haggard, eyes red from crying. "Emily, I'm so ashamed," she started, tears flowing. I let her talk, my phone discreetly recording. I double-checked, one-party consent in Illinois. She spilled it all, the affair starting at a work event 6 months ago, how they fell in love amid my wedding stress. "We never meant to hurt you," she sobbed. I nodded sympathetically, but inside, I was cataloging every word for the video. Evidence acquired, I thought as we parted. She hugged me goodbye, whispering, "Can we still be friends?" I smiled thinly. Time will tell. Meanwhile, the private investigator was a goldmine. His reports came via encrypted email, GPS data showing their meetups at a motel outside town, photos of them at dinners I'd thought were solo business trips. Even better, he uncovered a joint savings account they'd opened. Small, but enough to suggest future plans. "They're talking about eloping after your wedding falls through," he revealed in one update. The audacity fueled my fire. I wove these details into the video script, creating animated timelines with free software. Month 1. First kiss behind my back, one slide read, backed by date-stamped texts. To build more tension, I maintained the wedding facade. I confirmed the venue, picked up my dress alterations, even sent out reminder emails to guests. Mark helped with some logistics, thinking it meant reconciliation. "This dinner will be great," he'd say enthusiastically. I agreed, hiding my smirk. Sarah confirmed her attendance as a bridesmaid. Perfect. She'd be front and center for the fallout. Mutual friends became unwitting allies. I casually vented to a few, planting seeds of doubt without revealing too much. "Things have been off with Mark," I'd say, "and Sarah's been distant." Their responses? "I thought I saw them together once." Little confirmations that bolstered my case. One friend even shared a screenshot of Sarah's vague social media post about complicated love. Ammo. Emotionally, these weeks were a roller coaster. Nights brought tears and second-guessing. Was I becoming bitter? But therapy sessions, I started weekly, helped. "You're seeking justice," my counselor affirmed. "Stay grounded." I did yoga, journaled my feelings, and focused on my art. Sales picked up, a silver lining amid the chaos. Mark ramped up his efforts as the date neared. Flowers delivered, love letters emailed. "I can't lose you." Lies, all of it. The PI caught them meeting secretly twice more. I saved those photos too. Sarah sent a gift basket with an apology note. "Forgive me?" I tossed it, but photographed the card. The video? I polished it obsessively, added dramatic music swells, voiceover narration in a calm tone. This is the story they hid. Previewed it with my sister. She was stunned. This will leave them reeling. We tweaked for maximum impact, ensuring no over-the-top drama, just facts that spoke for themselves. As the dinner loomed, anxiety peaked. What if someone tipped them off? But no leaks. I rehearsed my exit strategy. After the reveal, I'd slip out a side door, drive to my sister's for safety. The tension was palpable, like the air before a thunderstorm. They had no idea the lightning was about to strike. The night of the rehearsal dinner finally arrived. The venue was a charming hall downtown, decorated with fairy lights and fresh flowers. Ironic, given the occasion. About 50 guests mingled. Our families, close friends, Mark's colleagues, Sarah's fellow teachers. I arrived early, wearing an elegant red dress that screamed confidence, my heart pounding, but my face a mask of serenity. Mark greeted me with a hug, whispering, "Tonight's our fresh start." I smiled. "You have no idea." Sarah slinked in later, avoiding my gaze. But I pulled her aside for a quick "thanks for coming" chat, enough to keep her calm. The evening unfolded smoothly at first. Cocktails, small talk, laughter echoing off the walls. Toasts began after dinner. Mark's dad praising our enduring love. My mom tearing up about dreams coming true. Then it was my turn, I stood, glass in hand, voice steady. Before we practice the ceremony, I have a little surprise. A video tribute to Mark and our journey together. Guests cooed approvingly as I cued the tech guy, hired specifically for this. Lights dimmed, the projector hummed to life. It opened sweetly. Montage of our dates, vacations, engagement photos. Soft music played, guests smiling and whispering, "Aw." Mark squeezed my hand under the table, beaming. Sarah shifted uncomfortably but stayed put. Then the pivot, a screen fade to black. Ominous music swelled. Text appeared. "But love isn't always what it seems." Murmurs rippled through the room. Up came the evidence. Blurred photos of Mark and Sarah in embraces, time-stamped. Overlaid texts. "Can't wait to be alone with you." Gasps. Audio clip. Sarah's voice from coffee. "We fell in love 6 months ago." More shocks. Hotel receipts, the secret account statement, PI photos of their recent meetups. The room erupted. "What is this?" someone yelled it. Mark bolted up, face ashen. "Emily, turn it off. This is a mistake." But I stood firm, remote in hand, letting it play. Sarah buried her face, sobbing. Guests whispered furiously. Mark's boss looked disgusted. Sarah's principal frowned deeply. The video climaxed with my narrated line. "Betrayed by my fiancé and best friend. The wedding is canceled. The truth sets us free." Screen went dark. Chaos ensued. Mark lunged for the projector, but guests intervened. "Explain yourself," his own father demanded. Sarah fled to the bathroom, pursued by angry friends. I addressed the crowd calmly. "I've been living a lie. Now you know why it's over." Applause from some, shock from others. Mark cornered me, pleading, "Please, Em, we can fix this." I shook my head. "You fixed it for me." Then I slipped out the back, as planned, adrenaline surging. Outside, in the cool night air, relief flooded me. The reveal had worked, better than imagined. They were exposed, speechless, their worlds crumbling just as mine had. The fallout from the reveal was swift and satisfying, like watching a house of cards collapse in slow motion. By morning, my phone buzzed with messages, supportive from friends and family, shocked inquiries from guests. Mark's attempts to spin it failed miserably. The video had been discreetly shared by a few attendees, not by me, but I didn't stop it. His boss called him in for a serious talk. Turns out, integrity mattered in marketing. He didn't lose his job immediately, but promotions? Off the table. Colleagues distanced themselves, whispering about his double life. Sarah faced her own reckoning. Her principal reviewed the evidence, anonymously tipped off, questioning her role model status. Parents complained, and she was put on leave pending investigation. Her social media? Flooded with unfollows and harsh comments. She texted me once, "You've destroyed me." I didn't reply. They even turned on each other. Rumors flew that Mark blamed Sarah, and she ghosted him. Their love crumbled under the spotlight. For me, resolution meant tying up loose ends. I canceled the wedding vendors, recouping most deposits with sympathetic explanations, returned gifts with polite notes, moved his stuff to storage, key under the mat. Legally, the lawyer helped untangle shared assets. No drama, just fair splits. Emotionally, I leaned on therapy and my support network. My sister hosted a freedom party with close friends. Laughter, wine, and zero regrets. As weeks turned to months, I rebuilt. My art business exploded. Perhaps the story inspired me, or maybe it was the newfound focus. I sold pieces online, even landed a gallery show. Dated casually, but wisely. No rush. Mark and Sarah? Faded into irrelevance. Last I heard, he moved cities for a fresh start. She switched schools. Karma did its part. In the end, the resolution wasn't just closure, it was growth. I emerged stronger, wiser, ready for whatever came next. Looking back on the whirlwind of betrayal, it's hard not to reflect on how it all shaped me. At first, the pain was all-consuming, a deep ache that made even simple tasks feel impossible. I'd wake up replaying the discovery, questioning every memory. Was any of it real? The trust I'd given so freely now felt like a weakness, but as time passed, those reflections turned into insights. Betrayal isn't just about the act, it's a mirror showing you what you value and where you need boundaries. I thought about the signs I'd ignored, the late nights, the odd silences. Why did I brush them off? Fear of rocking the boat, maybe, or blind optimism. Now, I see them as lessons. Trust your gut. It's okay to question, to verify. Relationships thrive on honesty, not assumptions. Sarah's role hit hardest. Friends should lift you up, not tear you down. Her envy, hidden behind smiles, taught me to choose my circle carefully. No more overlooking red flags for the sake of harmony. Emotionally, the scars lingered. Anger flared at random triggers. A song we loved, a place we visited. But therapy helped unpack it. Betrayal trauma is real, my counselor said. We explored patterns from my past. Maybe why I attracted a cheater. It wasn't my fault, but understanding empowered me. I journaled daily, turning pain into prose. Some entries became art ideas, transforming hurt into beauty. On a broader level, sharing my story, anonymized online, connected me with others. Messages poured in. Your courage helped me leave my toxic relationship. It reminded me that betrayal, while personal, is universal. Many suffer in silence, fearing judgment. But speaking out, it heals. I reflected on revenge too. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Not for destruction, but for truth. It forced accountability, prevented them from deceiving others. Physically, I changed too. More exercise, healthier eating. The stress had taken a toll, but recovery rebuilt me stronger. Socially, old friends rallied. New ones emerged from support groups. No more isolation. Ultimately, these reflections forged resilience. Betrayal broke me, but piecing myself back together made me unbreakable. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but I'm grateful for the growth. Life's too short for lies. Embrace truth and watch yourself soar. Every story like mine carries a moral, a thread of wisdom woven from the chaos. Here it is. Betrayal may shatter your world, but how you respond defines your future. Don't let anger consume you. Channel it into smart, truthful actions that reclaim your narrative. Revenge isn't about lowering yourself. It's about exposing lies so justice can prevail. In my case, choosing exposure over silence empowered me, turning victims into victors. The lasting impact? Profound. On me, it sparked transformation. I thrive now with a booming art career, genuine friendships, and a cautious but open heart. I've even found love again with someone who values transparency. Mark and Sarah? Their impacts were humbling. Lost jobs, fractured relationships, forced self-reflection. But that's their journey. Mine is forward. Broader ripples. My story inspired others to speak up, creating a chain of empowerment. Families mended, secrets unveiled. It shows that truth, though painful, heals. Remember, from the darkest betrayals come the brightest comebacks. Hold your head high, learn the lessons, and step into your power. That's the real victory. Thanks for joining me on this emotional ride. Until next time, stay true to yourself.